Too late now. We're live.
Look at Moose he's trying to bribe Bartle right now. He's trying to bribe Bartle because we just sprung the 5 questions on him, and now he's all nervous.
He didn't do his homework. He didn't do any pregame studying.
He thought he was getting out of here with yeses and nos, and not a chance.
Welcome, not happening.
Welcome back, Condors Unleashed, live from the Bakersfield, California. And I'm Ryan Holt. He's Kevin Bartle. The rather tall gentleman between us is Condors D-man David Musil. Moose, what's going on? How are you?
Pretty good. Just looking for this place around, driving around for a little bit, but made it.
Yeah, see? Now you're not really talking into the microphone.
Make sure you're talking into the microphone.
Yeah, see, he was doing that before. 5 people have told me to talk in the microphone. Don't worry, I'll talk into it. And then he starts out.
Yeah, I know. Everything's the same. It's all good, Moose. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
David Musil, Condors, a D-man. 3rd year in the Oilers organization. 4th. Sorry, yeah, right. Yeah. 4th. You're old.
I know.
A couple different cities. You saw you didn't see Bakersfield in the ECHL. You saw Alaska, which was all
pretty
sorts
cool.
of pretty cool up in Alaska.
Cool, yeah.
Oklahoma City, now out to Bakersfield. How are you enjoying the time out in California and being able to, on some off days, get up and down California and see the sights here?
It's pretty cool. I mean, growing up in Czech Republic and hearing a lot about LA, Hollywood, and all that, so being able to get a chance on a day off and going to Malibu and seeing LA, it's a pretty cool experience.
Yeah, Bakersfield's pretty cool.
Growing up in Czech Republic, but actually born in Calgary, yes?
Yes, correct.
Okay, very good.
Yeah. Well, we put the birthplace on.
Yeah, I was born in Calgary, and then my dad played in the NHL for a few more years, so I lived in North America there, and then once I turned 6 years old, I moved back to Czech, and that's where I played till my junior years and moved back to Canada.
And you still spend the summers back in Czech and Europe. How nice is it to get back home during the off season?
It's always nice to be back home.
What do you enjoy most about Czech and about just being in Europe and back around obviously family?
Just nice not having to drive everywhere, being able to walk to places and just having everything close is probably the nicest thing. But I mean, just being around family and spending time with them is always nice.
What's the area like in Czech where you grew up?
It's nice.
Is there mountains? Are we skiing anywhere? No.
Nah, there's mountains. I mean, that's what I mean. Everything's close. It's
okay.
It's not like here. If I drive three hours, it's probably I'll get to the Alps. 3 to 4 hours to get to the Alps, so I can ski pretty much anywhere. But I mean, for me, a far drive is probably 40 minutes.
Okay.
Seems like a longer drive, whereas here, when you're 40 minutes in the car, it's almost an everyday thing.
You didn't even get to the Grapevine.
No, you're lucky. You're lucky if you get that far. Have you had a chance to get back to Calgary at all? And how much time have you spent in Canada, since you were there as a child?
Well, I played juniors in Vancouver, and then I got traded to Edmonton, so I played in Edmonton for a year, and then obviously I got called up once, and I was there for plenty of camps, spent a couple summers there as well. So I spent a decent amount of time over in North America as well.
I mean, you're a guy you've kind of been all over the place, right? I mean, but you always kind of have an affinity, at least I would think you would, for the town that you were born in. So I don't know. Do you ever think about it or wonder what might have been if you'd stayed there?
I was still too young. I was born in Calgary, but I think I lived there about 1 or 2 years. So the only memories I really have is from Edmonton when I think I was 5, 6, 7
right.
when I lived there. So that's kind of the only memories I have of Canada.
Now, obviously, your dad played in the NHL. Your mom was a great athlete. How soon were you in skates, and how soon did you know that hockey was what you wanted to do and what you wanted to pursue?
Well, I played tennis as well.
Okay.
So I enjoyed both sports. I mean, it wasn't, you got to love playing the game. And for me, it was kind of doing both. But I think when I was probably about 13, 14 is kind of when I realized I'm probably better in hockey than I am in tennis. So stuck with that.
Did you have a power serve? I could see you being a power kind of guy.
I was okay.
That was definitely modest. He definitely ripped it at least 120 kilometers.
You know it, right?
Yeah, no doubt. David Musil, our guest here at Condors Unleashed, a Condors defenseman this season for this Condors team. Back and forth for the Condors, but fighting the way back in it, staying right in the playoff hunt. The this team have a run in them here down the stretch for this Condors team to get themselves in a playoff?
I mean, yeah, we have most of our games are in our division, and those are the most important games. So every game matters, and we're gonna play against Stockton, and I don't even know, Stockton, San Jose, and we got a lot of games against San Diego, and those are all teams that still are in the battle push for the playoffs. So every game is gonna matter.
How exciting is that as a player when you do see? I mean, does it get boring? Is it exciting when you do see the same teams over and over? Is there starting to be a healthy little rivalry against some of these teams that you've seen a lot here?
I would say it's probably a little bit of both. I mean, it's nice playing the same teams and knowing what to expect from them, but also there's 20 other teams that we don't play. So, I mean, getting to see different kind of teams and how they play is kind of cool too. But I mean, being able to play the same teams, you know what to expect and how to get ready for the game.
There's a lot of pressure on every game, too. I mean, you talk about playing up against these teams that you're trailing in the standings. Like, every game is like a 4-point game. You guys, I mean, on the other hand, though, if you win like 3-4 in a row, you guys can really make some strides in the standings.
Yeah, and that's kind of the way we have to look at it. Every game is important, and we got to go with that into every game.
The Condors in Ontario on Wednesday, and then Friday and Saturday in Texas, in Cedar Park against the Texas Stars. Want to go back a little bit. We talk about, obviously, this entire season, but the outdoor game. You were a part of it. Just being a part of that outdoor game, obviously, the weather there in the second period, but as a player, what do you take away from that game that you'll take with you really the rest of your life?
Probably playing in the rain, playing in a big puddle. I mean, that was pretty cool. I know the ice wasn't ideal, but we ended up pulling off a win, and I think that was really big for us. And just playing outside, I mean, last year we had the same problems, but we ended up switching the game. But this year we played through it, and it was pretty fun overall, I got to say.
Yeah, it looked like guys were enjoying themselves, right?
Yeah, it was for sure. Guys were enjoying. I mean, each team wanted to win, but it also wasn't. Guys were aware of the conditions on the ice, so I think there was a little bit more kind of being aware of other players because you never know with that kind of ice what's going to happen.
Yeah. Keep your head up.
That's right.
Yeah.
And the socks. The socks are all soaked.
Socks are soaked. At least the jerseys, we got to switch jerseys every period,
exactly.
So you had the dry jersey.
Yeah, that's for sure. But I think guys had pretty heavy gear on during that game.
I did not envy Laurent Brossoit during that game, having to switch pads and that was rain soaked, but it was a lot of fun, as you said, and obviously
once in a lifetime.
Where does that game rank? In terms of games that you'll remember for the rest of your life?
It will probably be up there for sure, top 10. I mean, there's a lot of games that throughout your career you have and you remember, but I'm sure this is going to be one of them.
Doesn't beat the NHL debut.
No. I mean, it's crazy, though. When I talked to a couple of my friends back home, and they're watching the news, and they have always at the end of the sports news kind of the best play of the day and the worst play, and this was sadly the worst play, but it made the news even back home, so that was
they don't know.
Cool.
They don't know how much fun it was.
It was, yeah, for sure.
All right, so I think we got to get to our 5. Chris, how much time do we have before you yell at me? 3.5 minutes. That's perfect for the 5 questions. All right, so 5 questions. Everybody knows the rules here for the 5 questions.
No.
You don't know? Oh.
I don't know what it is.
I'm supposed to give you the rules.
Yeah, you probably should.
So we're gonna ask you 5 questions, and you're just gonna answer them. It's pretty simple.
They're random questions.
Random questions.
Yeah.
Right off the top of our head, we didn't plan these out whatsoever. Literally, at least the 3 that I'm gonna ask.
That's right.
So we've talked about going back home, being back in Czech, and obviously the pride that you have, from being back home. What is the go-to meal back home? If we're
steak tartare.
Right off the hop, he knew it right away. Is this?
That's my go-to meal. I mean, there's another meal that's famous, but I can't translate that, so I'm gonna stick with this one.
Well, just say it in Czech. Well, we have a lot of Czech
Svíčková.
followers. What is it?
Svíčková.
Svíčková. Okay, great. Yeah,
So what's in it? What's in that?
It's dumplings. It's deer meat, and then they make some kind of sauce. My grandma makes it, and I don't.
Oh my gosh.
Not sure what
Is
it's
it like
made
a
of.
like a gravy or is it like
Yeah, it's
watery
gravy.
sauce?
Oh, now we're talking.
Dumplings are pretty big back home. I mean, there's also turkey, cabbage, and dumplings. That's a really big meal as well.
Yeah. Comfort food.
Yeah.
Comfort
It's
food
cold.
all over the place in Europe. You're right.
Yeah.
It's cold.
Put it put it in a pot and boil it.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what my grandmother used to always do. Just put it in a pot and boil it. You can boil anything. Oh, that's great, though. We need them to all come over here and cook some Czech specialties.
That's great. I love Eastern European food is delicious.
Yeah, now we're talking.
A lot of meat. It's great for
You've been to
carnivores.
Romania. You're close.
I've not been to Romania. But,
close
okay, so my first question, who is your favorite all-time women's tennis player?
My mom.
Yeah, for that. That was it.
Very good.
Yeah.
So tell us about your mom.
Well, she won junior Wimbledon, and she immigrated back to North America, and she played here. She didn't end up playing pros, but I mean, I still admire her the most.
Yeah, for sure.
So when you say she came back to North America,
She didn't come back. She had to immigrate to North America.
Okay, very good.
Okay. Awesome.
Born and raised
in Czech Republic.
Okay,
Yeah.
very
Awesome.
good. Very good.
Yeah. Definitely still beat you in tennis. I could beat you in tennis, no doubt.
Yeah, probably.
Is tennis still the second? Now this is my third question. Well, the third question of the 5-question hot seat. Is tennis still the secondary sport for yourself in terms of favorite? Or
Yeah.
I know you've been picking up the golf game lately, or tried to pick up the golf game. How's that been going?
I tried, but it hasn't been going that well. I would say tennis is still my number 2. I mean, in the summertime, I love playing it. It's something. It gets you in pretty good shape, and it's also a lot of fun.
Now, we got a video from the Condors Comrades event last night, the players teaming up with the Special Olympics. We hear you're a pretty good bowler, too. I mean, was there a lot of bowling growing up? Or
No? Depends on the day. I had a little bit of a rougher game yesterday, but I had a great time.
You just go out and like roll it as hard as you can.
No, I just try and keep it straight.
Yeah, very good.
He's a finesse guy.
Yeah, all right.
All right, Ashley.
All right, if you could have one superhero power, what would it be?
I don't know. Fly, maybe?
All right,
Fly works.
Fly or
works.
teleport is kind of the...
Ooh, teleport.
Ooh,
Yeah,
now
one
we're
of those
talking.
two, yeah.
Now we're talking.
Yeah.
Because then you could just...
Yeah, that's true. You would just
That's
skip all the flying.
That's the teleporting
Yeah.
sound.
Yeah, but you can enjoy the sky and see the view.
That's true.
Oh, that's true. All right, last question. We've talked about you being all over the world. We've talked about you, Czech, North America. Where's one place you haven't been that you want to go at some point in your life?
I love my home so much that I don't really have a place that I'd want to really go. But can't really think of anything right now. I mean, I travel a decent amount, and
All right, where's one place outside of your home that you've been that you really enjoyed?
Switzerland was beautiful. There's so many beautiful places, and I mean, traveling with hockey, it's so hard to say like on top of my head
Yeah, for sure.
right now. But
Anytime we can go to San Diego, that's good.
it's okay. I spent my All-Star break there, but
Yeah.
it was all right.
All right, Moose.
Yeah, thank
We
you.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks
you.
for coming on.
It's Condors
man.
D-Man
Appreciate it.
David
Thank you.
Musil here on the Condors Unleashed. When we come back, Steve Eckerson from, Rabobank Arena, AEG. They're going to come on. We're going to talk. There's a lot of great shows coming up at Rabobank Arena. We're going to talk about that as well. Condors Unleashed live from the Bakersfield, California, Bakersfield.com.